Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of XANDERMONIUM, the talk show that gets you talking. I'm your host, Xander, Gibb, and on today's show, we will be talking about the psychic arts with my special guest, medium Marisa Pell, and psychic Gina Marie, who in the last half of the show, that's around 5:30 onwards, will be providing some live readings and answering questions for some lucky callers. More to come in a mere moment. You can interact with us as usual during the show in the chat room at the bottom of the show page. Sign in and it will let you interact. You can do that very easily with your Facebook or Twitter account. It will link the two together and let you interact with the people in the chat room. Or you can call us. Later on, we'll be giving you a time to call in. We'll be inviting you to call us on 347-884-9061. That's 347-884-9061 if you have questions for Marisa or Gina Marie. And you can also tweet us. You can tweet Marisa. And Marisa's Twitter handle is at Marisa Pell. That's MARISAPELL, and you can tweet Gina Marie at FitPlus11. That's FITPLUS11. And you can tweet me as per usual. My Twitter handle is at Xander Gibb, XANDERGIBB. You can tweet me if you're too shy, and I will make a point or ask a question for you. Okay, hi to everybody in the chat room. Hi to Kathy. Hi to Havertown, and hi to all the guests. I see that people are steadily joining us. Well, most of you that know me will know that I'm a skeptical person. I have, over the last few years, been becoming increasingly interested in the psychic arts. Now, certain mediums really fail to impress me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. Certain mediums actually impress me and go far beyond anything that can be considered merely guesswork. Now, the existence of life after death and what happens when you die is open to many, many theories. My personal beliefs may differ from yours, but let's face it, no one really knows. Some believe that mediums, etc., are okay to use as an aid to healing when someone has died, but I believe they are much, much more. Now, throughout the ages, there have been mystics and those who have claimed to be in touch with those that we have lost to the mystery of death. Whilst there are Christians out there, there are many, whilst there are charlatans out there, there are many who are truly in touch. Now, Marisa Pell is president and founder of Knowledge for Living, Inc. and Connection Beyond, and is internationally known as a gifted spiritual channel and medium and medical intuitive. She appears as a regular expert on CBS 3 Philadelphia, and her work was nationally featured on Fox News, in addition to NBC Live International webcasts and many major marketing morning drive radio shows. Born with heightened intuitive abilities, Marisa intertwines this extraordinary awareness with a consulting and motivational insight to assist the public on every level. Let's welcome her to the show for the first time. Let's go to the... Hello,
Hi.
Is this Marisa?
Yes, it is. How are you?
Hi, Marisa. Welcome to the show. I have several people in line for calls, but please don't call in for readings because we're going to do an interview in the first section with Marisa. So hang up now, and we'll give you a shout out when to call in. So welcome to the show, Marisa. How are you today?
I am great. How are you doing on this Sunday?
I'm fabulous. It's quite hot here in New York, and where I do the show from, I can't put the AC on because it's a good one, but it's like really loud. It's kind of like industrial sounding. So I'm sitting here with just this ancient fan whirring above my head rather than the benefit of full AC. So let's start off. Tell us what is the difference. You're a medium, and your colleague Gina Marie, who's going to join us later, is a psychic. Can you tell us a little bit about what the difference is, please?
Sure. And both of us have both abilities. My specialty is mediumship, and Gina's specialty is psychic ability. But we both kind of come from the same philosophies. And in order to be a medium, you also have to have psychic ability because you're actually receiving psychic impressions through the mediumship channel. The difference between the mediumship channel and the psychic channel is it's kind of like an AM/FM station, and the mediumship channel is kind of like you're going to the movies and you're just taking in the movie and you're just listening and you're getting impressions and you're getting visions or sounds or sensations and feelings, and also a third entity is present, which is the spirit. And the defining factor of mediumship is that you feel a person's personality. You kind of get to know them. You almost feel like you've met them after you've connected to them. Psychic ability is kind of like your FM station, and it's kind of like you're pushing your energy forward and you're picking up cues on the earth level. So you're putting your energy out there, kind of like if you were speaking to a group in a seminar. That's kind of what I liken it to. It's just you're kind of pushing your energy forward. So in that context, you're picking up someone from earth level to earth level. And, a lot of people say psychics are like future prediction, and it's like, okay, well, I believe that you're going to meet someone in July of 2014, and his name's going to be Tom, and he's going to drive a silver Honda. That's all well and good. But if you don't leave your house all year, you're not going to meet that person. So we don't believe that it's all left up to the psychic to predict your future. It's more as a guide so that you can see possibilities and make your life decisions and take responsibility for your own actions.
Absolutely. So you have a master's degree. What is your master's degree in?
Actually, it's in film and video production. So I actually have my own production company, and my love is producing film and television, and I produce a lot of metaphysical stuff and pilots, and we are trying to actually get them out there to try to get a television show right now.
Wow, that would be great. Yeah, I think there's a lot of interest in this field at the moment, and I know there's been things like Long Island Medium, but I can't kind of think of very much more in the terms of a reality show that kind of have been related to this field. But that sounds really interesting. So you're also a medical intuitive. What does that mean exactly?
Well, a medical intuitive is someone who is able to sense energetic imbalances in the physical body as well as the other energetic fields of the body, so mental, emotional, spiritual, and psychic. Because really, sometimes the problem is in another multidimensional layer. Like you might have an emotional issue that you've carried for 20-some years, and if you don't heal that, it will manifest into the physical body. So, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose or treat a condition, and I can't advise on medication or surgeries, and I don't want to do that. That's left up to the doctors. We actually have a whole network of holistic doctors and integrated physicians that partner with us and that we send our clients to. If we feel they need blood work or if we feel they need some sort of testing, we will confer with them and say, hey, we have this client, this is what we feel. And they've seen so much success that they listen to us and then they do what they do. So we can't, what
percentile is your kind of success rate with the medical and intuitive stuff, like out of 100%?
Oh, I really couldn't tell you that. I'd be, making something up if I had to give you a number, because we really haven't ever done a statistic on that, so I can't really tell you. We haven't really followed up with people to ask them, what percentage actually followed through with what we told them and what came out. But, I've been doing this for quite quite a long time, and it seems like we are people's last resort. Like a medical intuitive would be somebody's last resort. So if they were getting nowhere with the medical community that's kind of just treating their symptoms, they might come to us and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. And we have doctors that are MDs, board certified, that, are familiar with our work, and they look at things a little more holistically. They might do homeopathy. They might do, anything with naturopathy, anything like that, and look at the person as a whole person, not just somebody to put a Band-Aid on.
But does the person have to actually be there with you in person, or do you get these kind of can you get the information from talking over the telephone, or both?
No, they don't have to be in front of me because the information does come with visual impressions. But I do like, if I'm doing a medical intuitive session, if somebody's really in, a complex state, I like them to come to me in person so I can do kind of a physical body scan. But they can also send me a photo of themselves. Usually a recent photo would be good, front and back, but it should be recent. But if I'm doing a mediumship reading, sometimes the spirit will talk to me about something that's going on with them too. So while medical intuition could be a remote viewing capacity, psychic ability, it could also come through in the mediumship reading as well.
Right. That's cool. So let me take you back a bit. When did you first begin to feel like you had these abilities? How did it begin for you?
Well, I would say that I've always been interested in things that were kind of a little different than most kids. I was adopted, so I didn't grow up in my family of origin, and so I kind of felt a little different. Like I was kind of interested in all things spiritual from a very early age, but I used to tell my parents things about their friends and about couples that used to come to the house, and they'd be like, why are you saying that? And I'm like, because that's just what I feel, and it would be true, but I didn't really feel it was anything that was like over the top. I just thought it was, something everybody could see. And, my parents would just be like, Marisa, like what, why would you say that? That person's so nice. And I just remember being able to like see through fake people very early on in my life, see like people that were married that really I didn't feel like there was a connection there. And then when I was 14, my parents were like, they were two different religions, so they were like, oh, we don't care which one you pick, just pick something because we want you to have some sort of spirituality. So I just chose to be Roman Catholic because I was close with my mom, and that's what she was. So I was actually got all my sacraments in one day when I was 14 years old, and after that experience, and I feel like they're connected, I had a series of dreams that year which were very, very vivid, where I feel like this was activated. So it was right after that things started to happen for me when I was 14. And then when I was 26, I met everyone who were my biological relatives, and I got to ask them all these questions. And it ran on both sides of the family too. So genetically, I found out I was predisposed to it as well.
Right, because I that was one thing I was going to ask you, because lots of people who I know and who I've met who are either psychic or medium say that it's kind of like a family trait.
Yeah, I do believe that. I mean, I didn't get to find that out until later on in life, but I was able to, my parents were really young, my biological parents, when, my mom got pregnant with me, and it was kind of strange because I had all these psychic impressions, like, as I was growing up about my mom and dad, and it turned out like they were true, when I met them. And I was able to talk to my grandparents when, like, my parents are a little bit older, the parents, that I have that raised me. So I didn't have grandparents, like, in my late 20s. And I was able to, like, actually have grandparents again who were able to tell me all these stories about different things that happened in their family and different types of experiences. My family's from Italy, so I found out about certain mystical experiences they had, like coming over to Ellis Island and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it was just great to be able to hear this history on both sides of your family. And so I got a little double zapped, I think.
Absolutely.
Kind of cool.
So
yeah.
You kind of think that everyone, I know we've talked about this a little bit, but you like me feel that everyone kind of has these abilities or has the propensity for these abilities. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I really feel that everyone does, and I feel kids especially, they don't have those social filters on them, so you see it a lot with, like, kids that are, like, between 2 and 5. A lot of parents will come to me and say, hey, I'm kind of freaked out. My son's seeing people, or they're talking about past lives, and that's because a filter's not put over them. And the reason why a lot of people are kind of blocked, especially on the East Coast, you don't see a lot of it on the West Coast, but especially on the East Coast, you see it. We're such a go-getter type of energy, and everyone's about, like, succeeding, and just, you just block that part of yourself. So, yeah, I mean, everybody could pick up a basketball and put it, in the hoop, but not everyone is like Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? So, like, people are born with more natural abilities to process what's coming through, I think.
Right. Yeah, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think a lot of people have said to me that a lot of people with these abilities have said to me they feel like the more they use it, the more they trust it, the better at it they kind of become. Because I guess in general terms, if you're sitting with someone and they said, I just got a message from someone that was dead, you would, not you and I, but most people would think that was pretty kooky, but do you see what I'm saying? The more you trust it, the more you develop it, the more you can actually feel its accuracy. That's just the way that I feel, really.
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of a healthy skeptic too. Like, I'm not somebody that's like, oh, I'm New Age and I'm all my head's up in the clouds and I'm just, all about mystical things. And I'm not. I'm very grounded, very down to earth. And I have an analytical mind, I think, more than most people who do what I do. So I have a good balance, I think, of being grounded and being able to analyze, which helps with the messages that come through. So I still need proof, I still like to question things, and I'm not someone who just, says, oh, yeah, this exists. I think people have to have their own personal experience to believe that it exists.
I totally agree with that. Now, do you feel that these gifts are connected to our animal instincts in any ways?
In what sense do you mean animal instincts?
Well, obviously, our primal instincts. We descend from animals, and animals are able to. Animals are more in touch with their senses than we are. Like, for instance, animals know when there's a lion a mile away. Do you know what I mean? Because they're open to that intuition kind of thing. Whereas we've lost those abilities as human beings.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have intuition about danger and about when things are bad for us, and I think we have bodily sensations that we feel. But I think that especially a lot of times with relationships, that seems to be a topic that's kind of hot, with people right now. And I think that we have certain things that come over us in our bodies. Our body might tighten or we might get a feeling. And I think those are animal instincts when we meet people, especially with relationships. And a lot of times we don't listen to those feelings, because if you ask people on the line and say, hey, well, did you know these things, when you first started dating this person? And they're like, yeah, I kind of did. So people act surprised, but really your body's telling you right up front whether you feel comfortable with that person or not.
Absolutely. And it's funny, my grandmother always used to say to me, always trust your gut. And I'm not, when I usually go with my first instinct, but I'm open to change, but I'm usually right. My first instincts about people are usually right. I read people pretty well. And although that doesn't say, hey, Xander, you're psychic, it kind of, it's a similar thing. I think it's about trusting your instinctiveness, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it takes years sometimes.
I'm sure it's something that people continue to develop. So I watched this series a few years ago on Lifetime called Life Among the Dead with Lisa Williams, and she's a British. You probably heard of her. She's a British psychic who lives in L.A. And in between episodes, they were doing these psychic exercises and stuff to test your psychic abilities. And like I said, I don't claim to be a psychic, but I found the exercises quite interesting and usually kind of got the right response. Not because I was forcing it, because I kind of, I really did the exercises. Do you think that these things are a way to kind of learn and trust your skill?
Psychic exercises, I think, are very, very helpful. I actually have a school where I train and certify professional readers or just people that want to come and have fun to realize what they have or what their strengths are. And all of our classes are exercise-based. So they're all interactive. They're all based on different techniques and different tools and different applications. That's what we do, at our school. And so, of course, I would definitely endorse that.
Cool. So how do you receive the information that you share? Because I know everyone kind of does it differently. Some people have a guide. Some people just get messages. Do you get audible voices? What do you see people? What do you get? How do you get the information?
Well, I didn't even know I was a medium until halfway through my career because I had nobody to mentor me or tell me what was going on. So I just thought, I would watch the Sixth Sense or horror movies and think, oh, well, medium usually sees people hanging from the ceiling, with nooses or something. I was used to the Hollywood kind of, explanation of it. And what I didn't realize was that I was doing mediumship the whole time. And what ended up happening is I knew a bunch of mediums, and a medium called me one day and she said, there's this missing person in New Jersey, and I can't really get anything. I don't know if this person's passed or not. Would you be able to donate your time to see what you get psychically? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. And I talked to detectives, and what I found was that I was feeling a personality. I was actually feeling this person's energy, they were really funny, and they gave me the nickname of, what they used to be called, and I heard the street name. It was a little bit off as far as sound goes, but somewhat where they found him and the number of days that he would be found, so I kind of knew he was passed. And I remember I couldn't sleep that night because I was like, oh, my God, I just connected with this person. I guess I'm a medium, and I didn't have books to, look to. I didn't have anybody to talk to. And that's one of the reasons kind of I started this program was because I wanted people to have somewhere to go to understand what was going on with them. So for me, I basically told them up front, I'm like, listen, if I'm going to do this, don't show up at my bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to see you visually. Just come to me. And what I do is what's considered mental mediumship, which means that I don't see them. I don't see them physically. I get mental impressions kind of like you would see on a projector screen. They will show me a visual, or I will hear a thought or a word or a name. I also get a feeling. And it's kind of like if you imagine a funnel over my head, it's all this information coming in at once. And my job is to put it into an English sentence and decode it because I get symbols. I don't get I pick up the phone and someone's like, hey, this is Aunt Mary. Tell my Uncle Jim that he needs to watch his blood pressure. It would be so easy if that were the case. But this ability is an ability of translation. So most mediums that are really emotional or very sensitive or like to cry all the time, not good with this because you really have to be analytical and be able to decode symbols and think about different things they could mean. And the best example I have of this was early on in my career. I kept seeing McDonald's, okay? I'm talking to this lady, I'm talking to her mom, and I'm seeing the golden arches, the McDonald's logo, and I'm thinking, okay, well, do you like fast food? She's like, no. I'm like, do you eat a lot of fries? She's like, no. Double cheeseburger meal, no? And after 20 minutes, I'm like, lady, I have no idea what your mom's trying to say, but she's showing me McDonald's, and she burst into tears, and I'm just like, what is it? She said, that's my mother's maiden name. So I was like, wow, the spirits will get creative, and sometimes I don't interpret it right of what they want me to say.
Right.
So
I've often heard I've often heard mediums and psychics say that they often hear lots of funny stuff from the other side as well. Do you kind of have that too? Do you sometimes have comical experiences with spirits?
Yeah. I mean, most of my shows are comedy shows. Seriously, they come through and I do a lot of live shows, and it's not morbid, it's not sad. People end up laughing hysterically because the people's personalities are the same.
Right.
So yeah, it's very entertaining sometimes.
I'm sure it is. Now, I used to be very frightened of this kind of thing, and I think it's because of my religious background. Now, the church, or let me get this right, some branches of religiosity term any kind of psychic arts as evil and satanic and of the devil. Now, I don't personally think that. I'm a pretty spiritual person. I believe in God. I pray. I believe I have a relationship with God. But I don't think that being involved in any of these kind of things or listening to them or watching them are particularly evil. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think there are branches of it that are of the dark, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
to say that there aren't would be naive. But I feel like my experiences started happening to me when I got, right after I got the sacrament, and, and I feel very connected to my religion. Not so much the organizational part of it, but the saints are very important to me, and the different symbols of of Catholicism. And there are some priests
right.
that I've talked to that are, the Vatican. The Catholic religion does exorcisms. They believe in something, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of religions do exorcisms and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like they acknowledge it in some breaths, and in others they're like, oh no. It's kind of. Let's face it. Any religion, any kind of Christian religion, believes in what they call a triune being: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it's in there already, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, and I do believe that to believe that it doesn't exist, I think, is pretty narrow-minded. That intuition doesn't exist, or connection to people
right.
that have passed if we believe in eternal life. It all depends which channel you go through and if you're protected and if you feel
right.
you're of the light, and if what I always say is the dark would not want to bring peace to people. The dark would want to keep you in fear, would want to keep you angry, would want to keep you bitter, would want to keep you close to the concept of God. And if we're connecting through mediumship and you have proof that the other side exists, then all of a sudden your faith is restored. You feel,
right.
you can start praying again. You feel there's a connection, and all of a sudden you're living a peaceful life. I don't believe that's of the dark. I really, really don't.
No, I don't. No, I agree with you. I agree with you 200%. And I've even heard it said that part of the reason why the church is anti is from a financial perspective, because if people are getting involved in in that kind of, in the field of the psychic arts rather than spirituality, it can take people away from religion. So I kind of try and see all sides of it, but I certainly don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Well, I hear even Queen Elizabeth of England and Princess Diana, they openly consulted mediums and psychics and stuff in the past. Do you ever get famous people consult you about certain things?
I've had well-known people call, yes. I've done readings for different well-known people. And, I don't know, ever since I was a kid, my mom always told me, you weren't ever impressed with anyone's title or who people are, because I would just tell her, Mom, they're just people.
Right.
I just see everyone as a spirit, as a soul, and everybody has their own trials and tribulations, and I'm not really affected by that. If someone
right.
comes to me, I don't really care who they are, I'll be able to read them just as well as I would, anybody.
Absolutely. I think it doesn't matter who they are or how famous. I think that it's becoming more common and more acceptable nowadays for people to consult mediums and psychics, etc. But how does one go about finding the right medium or psychic? Because let's face it, I said this at the preamble for the show. There are lots of fakes out there. There are lots of charlatans. There are lots of people that will read up about you before you go along. They'll read up your information and these things. I'm not saying all, because I also acknowledge that I believe there are lots of genuine people out there with these skills that are able to do these things. How do you separate the wheat from the chaff, as it were?
Well, I think the people that are a little bit more reputable, they've probably been around a lot longer. They have testimonials on their website. You could kind of read that up on that. If you go to see them and they tell you they need like $300 or $500 to take a spell off of you, I would say definitely that's probably not something. People do prey on the weak in this business, just like anybody else. Like people sometimes really, hardcore, like Christian religion, might say, oh, this is evil and blah, 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 blah. But, they're not looking at other people that are evil. Like there are evil lawyers out there. There are evil doctors out there that are going to take you over. And it's like, you're not there to judge. You're not there to judge somebody. So it's really important to, maybe get a referral. I always recommend referrals, like don't go to the yellow pages. Don't, sometimes if you go into a tourist area and there's people on the boardwalk or, it's just
or
sometimes
a
money
booth
makes you feel.
Or an ad on the notice board.
But
so I have to go on.
Oh, I actually wrote a blog. If people go to my site, which is www.connectionbeyond.com, there's an actual blog post that's really in-depth about how to know the difference between fake mediums and real mediums. It's on there. Because
I think that's something that most people, that's kind of advice that most people would find really helpful. Now, I have to talk a little bit about Sylvia Brown and the issue with her about giving such definite information and saying someone was categorically dead. She didn't feel them alive anymore. Maybe I'm paraphrasing her wording, but that's kind of basically what she said. Should she have said the person was dead? Should she have used a disclaimer? What do you feel about what happened with her?
Well, I didn't see the broadcast, so I can't really say that I watched it and could see what was going on. But for me, I am very careful when it comes to using discernment in readings. And also, from what I understand, Sylvia Brown is a psychic, and she does psychic work, so I'm wondering why she would be claiming to do straight mediumship if that weren't the case, because I don't really recall, and I could be wrong. I don't know if she claims herself to be a medium, and those are two different things. And personally, I've had to deal with these kind of situations before, and when you're dealing with distressed parents or family members, sometimes you have to really, even if you know something, kind of hold back if you feel like that could damage people more. You have to be ethical in your stand, and if you're not sure, you shouldn't be kind of making that claim. That's just my opinion.
I agree. Do you think that her actions may have damaged the way the public view psychics and mediums at all?
No, I don't think so. I think either people believe or they don't. I think the people who really are against it are going to still be against it, and I think the people who are part of this industry or fans of this industry, I think they probably have had either negative or positive experiences on their own. Say somebody went to another medium who did see Sylvia Brown, but they went to another medium and they had a great experience. It wouldn't really, I don't think, damage their whole experience of the industry as a whole.
Right. Well, listen, we have a chat room. We have a call center full of calls, but I just want to ask you a couple of more questions, and then I want to bring on Gina Marie. I want to just ask you a little bit. We talked briefly about someone that I loved. I was very close to, that I lost, and that I started to dream about them a lot. Not so much nowadays, but do you believe that dreams are a way that loved ones that have died come back to visit us, per se?
Yes. I think there's certain people that do dream and certain people that have experiences in the waking world. I'm not a person that dreams, so I can't tell you that from experience. But yes, the more vivid the dream is and the more in chronological order you can put it and the more you remember it, even days after you dream, it's usually a visitation.
Right.
Where dreams are kind of scattered, in order, time, sequence, space sequence, if you can remember things from beginning to end and it was vivid as if you were with that person, you could smell them, you hug them, you can hear them. And a lot of times when spirit comes in dreams, they come through telepathic, so you might not see them open their mouth, but you might hear them talking through their mind, and that's another way to kind of discern that.
Because the first time this happened to me, I actually said to the person, because obviously when we're dreaming, we don't really know that we're dreaming. But I actually said to this person, you can't be here, you're dead. And someone said, well, you shouldn't say that because they don't kind of know that they're dead. Is that correct, or don't you think that's real?
I don't know that they don't know they're dead. I'm pretty sure that most of them do, unless they're stuck in between and they haven't crossed over. But I don't really agree with that. Right.
So let me ask you before we bring on Gina Marie and take some calls. Do you have any insights for me today? Anything that anybody on the other side wants to share with me, or any medical insights? Do you see me duetting with Lady Gaga next year, perchance, or?
Well, let me get to you at the end of the show. I want to kind of get the channel moving, and
brilliant.
I think
now what I need to know. Do you know if Gina Marie? Sorry, I interrupted you. Do you know if Gina Marie is on hold already? Because I've got so many people in the chat. Is she on hold already, or don't you know?
She should be. I just wanted to talk to you.
Can you tell me the first three digits of her number, by any chance?
Yes, 347.
I don't have a 347. Oh, well, yeah. I think that this is Gina Marie. Let me just check. Hi, is this Gina Marie?
Yes, this is Gina Marie.
Hi, Gina Marie. That was lucky. I've got so many people on the switchboard waiting to come through. Welcome to the show, Gina Marie. I'm sure you've been listening into a lot of what we've been talking about. Now, I am keen to get to calls because the switchboard is like jamming up. But just welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit briefly. Now, we've established already you're a psychic. What does that mean to you? What kind of role do you fulfill with that?
Well, as a psychic, my specialty is I'm able to help people tune into their current situations and understand what they're facing and different paths they could take to make the right choices, things that they might even be aware of, but I just help them bring it to light. I also can see their future and things that would benefit them if they made a choice in either way. So as a psychic, I can guide and help people make choices in life and also help them with pictures and different things that they might need questions on, or with different people in their lives as well as pets. And I do also have mediumship ability, so it helps me tune into my spirit guides, their spirit guides, and sometimes their past relatives as well.
Brilliant. I'm sorry if that seemed a bit rushed, but really we've got like so many people waiting on the switchboard. If you're both cool with it, let's. Hello?
Xander?
Yes.
Before we go to people asking questions, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
They can't ask me questions like, can you get in touch with a certain person for me, because I don't do that.
Fine.
People have to come through.
Established. Go on, sorry, fire away.
Oh, yeah, and if they want to ask intuitive questions, they can do so, and if someone comes through, but please have them ask specific questions. They just can't call and ask, what do you see for me? It's very important that we can get through as many people as possible.
Absolutely. So you heard that, folks. We're going to keep the calls pretty brief. I have a specific question, and we'll just wing it and see how we go. So let's take our first caller. Hi there. You're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Last chance. Oh, hi.
Hello?
Did you have a question? Gina Marie or Marisa?
We can't hear him.
No. Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. All right. Let's take our next caller. Hi there. You're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Okay,
Hello?
let's move on. Caller? Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Gina.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. For Gina Marie or for Marisa?
Who has mediumship?
We both do, Gina. What's your question?
I wanted to see if you see that there's a spirit around me.
Gina and I probably could both answer this question. I actually do see a spirit around you, Gina, and it's somebody that is younger. I do feel that it's somebody that has, I feel a suicide around you, actually. Do you know anyone that took their own life?
No.
Okay, well, that's what I feel around you. You don't know anyone that could have taken their own life? Very, very dark hair, dark eyes. And I feel it was...
Suicide.
You don't know anyone that passed suicide?
No.
Okay, well then I'm not picking up on you. Gina, are you picking up on anything for her?
Do you have someone that you were in a past relationship? It might be a husband or a longtime person that you were close to with a male.
Yes.
All right. I feel like this person has passed on before time, before they should have passed. And
yeah,
it kind
absolutely.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Uh-huh.
Say something. So
you
I
have to
feel like
speak up a bit, caller.
This person left you before time, before you were ready, and you still had a lot of life to live. So you're having a hard time moving on and past this. This person, had some problems, some health problems, some other problems, and definitely is in a better place. I want you to know that it's definitely a better place where they're at. Still can keep an eye on you and watch over you and doing things, and still plenty of love. But want you to know that where he is a much better place. So feel rest assured that he's doing much better.
Dina, how did this person pass?
Caller?
How did this person pass, Dina?
How this person pass? Oh, me or the other Gina? Okay, go ahead.
Dina, how did this person pass?
He was murdered.
Okay, do you know if this was in any way self-inflicted in any way?
No.
Okay, because I still feel that suicide around you. Okay, it's very, very strong. And I'm also picking up a T name, Tom or Tony, connected to you. Do you have either of those living or past?
No.
All right, just write it down because that's what I'm picking up for you.
No.
Okay, and also I'm picking up something around your shoulder. Are you having any shoulder issues right now?
No, not really. I get pain in it once in a while.
That would be a shoulder issue, Dina.
Okay.
Okay? I need you to write down that what I'm telling you because you have a very strong suicide connection to you. And I really I have to highly doubt that you don't know anyone that committed suicide because this person is very, very much connected to you, and he's connected to a T name. Okay? And this person was also a drug user. I feel heroin connection. And I also feel the around the neck was the reason why he passed. Okay? But there's a significant Tom connection to you. Okay?
Did he have to have passed already, or?
Yeah, this person is passed. Yep.
No, well, I'm sorry to rush you, but we have so many callers. But thank you so much for your call. I hope that answered some of your questions. Thanks for calling. All right,
okay.
Let's go to our next caller. Hi there, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello, speak now or forever hold your peace. Nope. Have you gone? Okay, let's go to our next caller. Hi there. Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, this is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Linda. What's your question?
I'd just like to know if you see any spirits around me.
Okay, Linda, I am getting two spirits around you right away, and then I'm going to have Gina look into you as well. But I am getting two spirits around you, and I feel a male and a female, and I'm also getting the name Edward or Ed. I don't know if that name is connecting to you, living or past. And I'm also feeling someone that had some sort of lung-related issue because I'm hearing breathing issues. I'm feeling delayed in breathing. Did you have someone who had a lung disorder who passed?
Yes,
Okay. Is that the male or the female?
the male.
Okay. He's showing me something with oxygen. Okay, so I'm feeling like there had to be some extended breathing with him or some help with his breathing. And he's also showing me his blood count level got very low. So I don't feel his passing was good. I feel like he really held on a lot longer than he should. But the name Edward is very, very significant to him. It's either somebody living or deceased that would be with him. And I'm seeing something also with the woman over there with an engagement ring or wedding band. Do you have somebody's ring that passed?
Yes,
Okay, who's that to you?
my husband.
Okay, so is this the person with the lung-related issue?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. He wants me to tell you that something with your house, okay? Are you thinking of selling? Are you thinking of moving your home or renovating?
I haven't made any decisions yet, really.
Were you thinking about it?
Well, we've thought about it, but then I put it back on the shelf.
Okay, because he's saying he gives you his blessing if you'd like to move, okay? He wants you to know
I'm sorry,
that.
I didn't understand you.
He's saying he's giving you his blessing if you'd like to move,
Uh-huh.
okay? And he's also with someone on the other side that rolled their own tobacco. So I don't know if you know who that was, but someone that would have been connected to him rolled their own cigarettes. So it could have been a good friend of his, but he's showing me that.
Oh, I have no idea who that would be.
Okay, just keep that in mind. Write it down. I'm also seeing an American flag, so somebody was in the service that would be connected to him over there, too.
That was him.
Okay. Did you know if he ever smoked?
My husband smoked, yes, but he didn't roll his own cigarettes. So.
Did he ever when he was in the service?
No.
Okay.
He
We'll
smoked,
just know that
but
he's
never rolled his own, no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Gina now to see what she picks up. Okay.
Okay, hi. I'm definitely getting something with smoking and lungs. I thought I was picking this up for you, but do you smoke, Linda?
No, I don't.
Okay, then it was something I was getting through to him. But I'm also worried something about your health. It's a depression, or you're not at your 100% health right now, and it may be because you're not taking care of yourself the way you should be, and I think you're a little depressed. So I really think that now it's important for you to focus on your health, which means I want you to take the time to eat better. I definitely want you drinking more liquids, getting out and getting some exercise and getting in some sunshine, because I'm a little worried about your health state right now. So for me, I see that it's hard to have someone pass, and it's definitely a part of your life. But he would want you to make the best of what your life is now, and that means taking care of yourself. So please take care of yourself and try to eat a little more and get some exercise.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Thank
Linda,
you.
I'm getting a G name connected to you, too. Did you know a Gloria or George?
My grandmother.
Okay, is your grandmother Gloria?
No, her name was Gaetana, but that was Italian, and my cousins were named after her. One of them was named after her, and in the English it was Gloria.
Okay, because I hear Gloria, so just know that she's present as well, and I think that's the woman that was coming through with your husband.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so know that she's with you too. And your husband also wants you to check one of your windows in your house. He's telling me a window is broken, needs to be fixed. Not the glass, just the runner on the window.
Okay.
Okay? So before the winter time, check all your windows.
And definitely, I'm getting a big message that you need to get outside and get some exercise. Walk around and, start trying to do things to make yourself happy.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you see anything with one of my children, especially my daughter?
You'd have to ask us a specific question because we have, limited time.
Well, my daughter is
Move on pretty
suffering
quickly,
from
Linda.
anxiety and depression, so can you help me?
I think that's what Gina was talking to you about. She might have been picking up on your daughter's depression, too.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. Some motorcycle rode by, so what was it that you said?
Her daughter is struggling with depression.
depression. I'm getting a big, bad depression here. I'm getting, is your daughter have some problem with food, either overweight or underweight? There's definitely a problem here with, I'd say there's some type of overindulgence here as well. I would be really careful and watch her to make sure that she's not taking any type of medication that could be abused, and that could be leading more to the depression because it's causing her not to get up and move around. I think that there's some problems that you might need to be a little more aware of with her, and try to make sure that she's not taking the easy way out and taking a prescription medicine, that she's trying to do some things that are good for herself, which is maybe therapy or getting meetings or something that's more positive, because she seems to live in a solitary life right now, and it needs to be a little more social for her to come out of this depression.
I understand that.
Okay, Linda, listen, thank you so much for your call. Sorry to cut you off, but we've got so many people waiting. I hope that was helpful for you. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.
Thank
you.
You too.
Bye. All right, let's go to our next caller. Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Kathy from Massachusetts.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Good.
Great. Do you have a question for either Marisa or Gina Marie?
Well, actually, I think that when that lady Gina called in, I think that whole reading was mine.
Okay, what made sense to you?
The suicide, the name, Tom, all of it, really.
Okay, who is Tom to you?
My son.
Is he the one who committed suicide?
No, but my friend's brother did. And that
Does
usually
he have dark black hair, spiked hair?
Yes.
Okay. Was he a heroin addict?
I don't know if her brother was. I know he was doing something, but I don't know what.
Okay, do you know if he hung himself?
He did.
Okay, this could be for you. I feel like sometimes people come through and they connect to two different people sometimes, but I will see what other information I can get for you. Would you know any personal details about him if I gave them to you, or do you just want to write them down?
I might know them.
Okay. Was he young when he passed?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm getting something about some sort of memorial fund or something, that people are putting together for him, or some sort of benefit or fundraiser. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
That's for my son.
That's for your son. Is he passed too?
Yes.
Okay. So would they be together? Were they friends?
They didn't know each other in this life, but every time I've gone to a medium, they come together.
Okay, so they could. And Gina, if you pick up anything too, just feel free to step in.
I was wondering, is there anything related to a motorcycle here?
My friend's brother, I think he did have a motorcycle.
Okay, because the guy that's coming through, he's a little bit stronger personality than your son. He's the one making the connection. The other guy?
It's usually the other way around. The other one, her brother was kind of quiet and stayed to himself, and my son's kind of loud, and so it's usually the other way around.
The one facilitating the connection today, I'm thinking that something's going on in their family that he needs to, there's an urgency of something. I feel like within his family, and this could be connected to his mother, but I feel somebody is sick on his side of the family, and somebody needs some sort of medical intervention. So he's kind of pushing through. He wasn't the happiest guy. I mean, he's coming through a little bit boring, but he really did struggle with a lot of demons, and he really was a tortured soul in life. He really did not do, and there was something with the woman around him too, and I feel it was connected to the suicide, because I get a sense of something with the female, either a breakup or a separation with a woman, and there was a pregnancy with the woman, and I don't know if she had the baby or she decided not to, but there was definitely a pregnancy at some point in the relationship.
Yeah, there's no baby, so I don't know.
Right, she could have terminated the pregnancy, but I do feel that was an issue.
Okay.
Okay, and there's a Margaret connection around you too, a Maggie, Margaret, or Marge, and that could be somebody living or deceased.
That's my son's aunt.
Okay, and is she alive?
No.
She's passed. Okay.
Yep.
Then she would be with him. She would want you to know that she's watching over him over there, and she's the one that maybe helped him cross over.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want you to know that your son is trying to help this other guy out today, even though he's fine. He's doing just fine. And he's making, do you have a memorial stone set up for him, or were you thinking about putting a memorial stone for him?
Somebody made him something where he died, and it was a cross of some kind that was there.
Okay, because he likes that. He wants to let you know that he likes, there's a place for people to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to let you know that.
Okay.
Gina, anything else?
Well, I'm getting the connection with the guy that's on the motorcycle as well. He's coming through to me really strong, and I think maybe he's the one that's given the message to me from your son, because I'm not hearing your son, but he's also saying that your son is doing fine. He's over there with him, and he seems to be taking the leadership role here and keeping an eye on your son. And maybe your son just recently passed away, and he's new to the other side, and so he's helping him with the transition, and he's in good hands over there.
Yeah, and what's with Florida?
The one with the motorcycle, the family lives in Florida now.
Okay, so that's the one where, that's the message I'm really hearing clearly. It's something's going on in his family. He's very concerned about his mom.
I get a mother or a grandmother as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, do you bite your nails a lot?
No.
Okay, because there's somebody coming through showing me biting nails, like really like a very nervous person. So I don't know if your son used to do that, but I'm getting a sense of like somebody nail biting.
He used to bite the skin around his nails.
Yep, this is him then. Yep. He's standing there. So just know that this is just a personality thing he's coming through with, just letting you know he's there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Kathy. Have a great day. All right, let's go to our next caller. I'm just looking for the, here we go. This is the longest hold time. Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. Sorry to have kept you waiting. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello, it seems a shame not to speak. You've been on hold for 45 minutes. Are you there? No? Last chance. Okay, well, thanks for calling. Let's go to our next caller. Let's see who this is. Hi there, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi.
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 Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Beth from East Brunswick.
Hi, Beth. How are you? Do you have a question for Marisa or Gina Marie?
Yes, I've seen Marisa before, and I wanted to know if my dad has any messages or anything for our family.
It's funny, Beth, but I'm kind of like connecting to you, and I see a female on the other side for you today. Is there somebody connected to your dad who would be very connected to him alongside him that's passed on the other side?
Oh, I don't think
female?
So. No.
Has his mother passed?
Yes, his mother-in-law.
Okay, because I feel mother-in-law more than mother, though.
Okay.
Okay, so was he close with her?
Yes.
Okay, he just wants to let you know that he's with her on the other side. It's kind of interesting.
Okay.
But they're together. Is there anyone changing schools or graduating or doing something with education coming up with your family this year?
My son's looking at colleges.
Okay, he's very proud of him. I want to let you know that.
Okay.
Very, very proud of him. And your dad, so he is here, but again, he's with this woman on the other side, and her hair is like perfect. She's got like the perfectly well like coiffed hair, and she has square glasses, and they have a rose tint to them, so they were a little bit like tinted.
Okay.
And she was kind of a church-going woman because she's coming through. So this would be mother-in-law, right?
That would be my grandmother, my father's mother-in-law.
Okay, yep, that's who it is. And also, they're saying the name Carol or Cheryl to me, so I don't know if that's a living or past person, but that's a connecting name for them.
I have a Cheryl cousin, and I have an aunt named Karen, if it's a Karen.
Is Karen passed or alive?
Alive.
No, I think it's the Cheryl that I said.
Cheryl, okay.
Yep. They're mentioning
she's
her,
alive.
and they're telling her to pull through, that she's going to be going through a bumpy road, but to pull through because she's going to make it to the other side. So I feel like in the next 6 months there's going to be a stressor that comes along in her life, but just know that that's the case. One of the two, dad or mother-in-law person, had arthritis, because I'm picking up that they had issues with their hands, not both the left hand or arm, raising the left hand or arm up, but I'm getting trouble with motor skills in the arm. So there must have been a problem.
Okay.
But I'm getting that very strong.
Uh-huh.
Do you connect to that?
I don't know. No, not really.
Is there anyone living with that problem right now?
You know what? My aunt had just had a problem with her hand. She was in the hospital, had surgery on her finger.
Okay, I have a feeling, I have to tell you that they're bringing this up to me, they're showing me that vision. She may have to go back to have them look at something else, because it could be affecting her lifting her hand or arm, okay? So they're telling you to make sure if she's having any pain to go back and have it checked.
Okay.
Okay, so that's really, really important. And they're also showing me that there's a big family event coming up this year, and you don't even know about it yet, but it could be a reunion or an announcement of a wedding. Okay,
wow,
so they're giving me that sense. Gina, do you have anything for her?
Well, I don't know if you have. Do you have a specific question? Because I'm getting some changes coming up for you. I don't know if it's some type of move or new job, but I see a big change coming around you. Is there anything that's coming up that's changing your lifestyle?
No, just my son probably going away to school. That's about it. My brother's moving.
No, something's different coming up for you. I see there's going to be a change coming for you within the next year. So it's a big change. So it's either going to be a move or it's going to be some type of job change that's going to be for the better for either way.
Okay.
So I see that next year is going to be a really good year. I see that your son's looking for colleges. I think he may go local. It's looking like he may go local.
Okay.
And stick closer to you in the house, in the home, rather than go away.
Okay.
But I do see this move. So this could be him.
Is this for me or someone in my family? Because my son's on the other side of the world right now.
This is for you. This is for you. So, so I see him, then he's coming back then, because I see him around you. So he's going to be around you. He's not going to be on the other side of the world. So if he's over there now, he's coming back to you.
These are two different children. So I'm glad to hear he's coming back, because we were afraid he was going to stay.
Oh, well, whoever's over there is not going to be over there. They're coming back with you.
Okay.
But
all right.
And I'm also getting two connecting names for you of Kelly or Kylie and Sam.
Kelly.
Yeah, who's Kelly?
Sam? I'm not as sure of a Sam. Kelly, my cousin, had passed away about 2 years ago.
Okay,
almost
she's coming
2 years ago. Uh-huh.
Yep, she's coming in just to say hi. She's very upbeat, very positive, and she's got this big smile on her face, and she just wanted to be able to come through and say hi to you. And Sam is an animal, so it's a dog or something, or a cat that's on the other side with her. Okay?
All
so
right.
Just keep that in mind.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks so much for calling. Take care. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. All right, let's go to our next call. You're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
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 Is there anybody there?
Hello?
There was no pun intended there, of course.
Yeah, we can hear her.
Are you there?
Xander.
You gonna help?
Can you hear her?
Hi,
No, I can't.
We can hear her.
Hello?
Hi, this is Jillian
I
from
can't
Pennsylvania.
hear her. Oh,
Her
yeah, I
name's
heard
Jillian?
that. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, yes, this is Jillian from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Jillian. How are you? Do you have a question for Marisa or Gina Marie?
Yes, I have actually a question for Marisa.
Hi, Jillian.
Hi, Marisa. I've actually seen you a couple of times, but for some reason, I always get readings for my sister and my mom, and nothing for myself. So I wanted to ask, I've just been going through so much trying to, my husband and I trying to have a baby for 4 years, and I just kind of wanted to get any kind of like medical like ideas, intuitive that you have, or anyone that has like connected or anything in any way as well.
It's kind of interesting because if logically I was to look at you, I would say no, but I do see a spirit that's getting ready to come in, and it's a boy. I believe it's a boy spirit. And I do. Do you want a boy?
I just want a child, a healthy child, but
Yeah, I do see a light around this child. I do see a possibility of a boy, and I do see. Are you doing any in vitro?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel that it's interesting because I'm getting a sense that initially they might tell you it's a multiple pregnancy, but then I don't feel like that other one will stick or something, and then I'm feeling just one. But I am feeling something. I can't say for sure. Nothing's ever 100% guaranteed, so I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but I am feeling that if I had to guess, I would say yes, and I feel like the spirit's standing very close, so to me that means it's close by in months. I would say by December you should have some sort of positive result. And they're telling me to tell you to not eat any sugar, no sugar at all.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I was just saying I've actually changed my diet a lot, and that was one of the things that I need to cut out. Yeah,
no sugar and no caffeine and no white flour. All of this is coming to me right now for you.
Okay, now
no
this
white
voice
flour.
Here, that's definitely, like, that wouldn't be a spirit that passed or anything?
I feel like this is a spirit that could have passed but could be reincarnating back, and it's a male that wants to come back through.
Okay. Now, is there anything else just as far as, like, decisions I should make as far as my fertility?
Gina, are you getting anything? I want to just see if she's got anything for you, too.
I'm getting that you've been trying for a while. Things are expensive, and I think that you're going to wind up taking a break and change. It looks like you're going to change facilities, clinics, or doctors after a break, and that's when you'll be able to be pregnant. But I do see a successful pregnancy, but I do see a change in either a facility or a doctor, and that's when I do see success. But I changed around a lot, and I just don't know, like, where to go from here. So that was my thing, just because we've gone through so much with 3 different doctors now. So
I see something with vitamin, either vitamin, intravenous vitamin something, or vitamin therapy. But I'm getting something with a huge amount of vitamins.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking I was asked to be in a study. I don't know if that involves that or whatnot. So I know it's something intravenously to have to do with that. Okay.
Is it a vitamin drip? Do you know if the intravenous is vitamin drip?
I don't know exactly. I'm actually meeting with my doctor on Wednesday to go over it, but from what I've heard, it's some kind of intravenous treatment, and it's supposed to help thicken the uterine lining or something like that.
Well, I would say if I was picking that up, I would say that that's probably what I'm getting, and it could cause things to happen a little more fast for you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going in the right direction then, because I feel like it's been 4 years now, and it's just, I feel like I kind of don't know what to do.
No sugar, no coffee, no white flour.
Okay. And then as far as if there's any babies on the other side or anything like that, because I had actually had a miscarriage, I didn't know if anything came through for that, and I also had my nephew pass away as well.
Okay, well, sometimes when the miscarriage happens, the spirit will still try to come through in another pregnancy, so maybe that's why I'm getting that double feeling.
Okay.
This is a very persistent spirit that's going to come through whether you like it or not.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
I definitely see a healthy little boy waiting for you, and I definitely see that, when you make these changes, it's going to be a break, and then I also see there's some problem with some type of movement. I don't know if this is too much movement, something medically, but I feel like it's going to be figured out and it'll be successful. But whoever you're going to deal with is going to figure out what the problem is, and they'll fix it, and you will get pregnant.
Okay. Now, as far as, I don't know if, you're picking up on movement, I've actually been, for the past 4.5 weeks, I hurt my neck 4.5 weeks ago, and I have had a hard time getting around. That was my other concern, starting up fertility, because I hurt my neck so bad. So I wasn't sure, if there was anything, if that was going to be okay, and if I had to worry about that.
Well, the only thing I was getting was the intravenous drip, so I don't even think that's affected by your neck.
Okay.
No, this would be movement with, inside the fallopian tubes, or movement something that the doctor, whoever your doctor is, after you take a break from the other doctor and you move to the other doctor, will find out. But I don't think there's a problem that's hurting, with your neck with the whole situation. I think it's minor, and I think that it'll go away. It's just a little uncomfortable right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I keep hearing to tell you to eat wheatgrass or take wheatgrass shots. I don't even know what that does, but that's what they're telling me.
Okay, so no sugar, wheatgrass, no caffeine. Okay.
Yeah, so you're pretty much can't really eat much.
Okay. Yeah, right.
All right, well, thanks.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much for calling. All right, let's move on to our next caller. Hi there, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Silverspring, Maryland.
All I hear is Maryland. I couldn't get a name.
Hi, this is Mike
tell us.
from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hi, Mike. Do you have a question for Marisa or Gina Marie?
I have a question for Marisa.
Hi, Mike.
I'd like to know if you have any messages for my father who passed about a year ago for either me or my mother who's not on the line right now.
Well, I can't really get a specific spirit, but I could tell you what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Whose name is either Marie, Mary, or Mary Ann? Do you have anyone by that name living or passed?
Mary actually would be my great-grandmother who passed in 1977.
Okay. Is she connected to your dad?
She knew my dad because that's my grandmother that's my mother's grandmother. So he knew her.
Can I ask you who had something dealing with the head, the brain, something in the brain? So this could have been like a stroke, a tumor, Alzheimer's, something in the brain that could have passed.
My grandmother, who is the daughter of the great-grandmother Mary, she had an aneurysm in 1964.
Okay, she passed after the one after Mary, correct?
She passed after Mary, correct.
Okay, so we're going down the line here.
You're stretching really far back.
Yeah, really far back. But is anybody doing your family tree, or is anyone interested in going back in your family line and looking up where people came from? Because giving me a feeling of ancestral lines. Has anyone been interested in that in your family lately?
I have an uncle who was interested in it, but my great-grandmother, Mary, she came from Poland, and kind of our knowledge at that point kind of ended when she came over. Like, we know when she came over, but everything before, we really don't know. Okay,
because you have a very interesting family history, and I feel like you possibly have a coat of arms in your family. There's something, I believe, on your father's side that's connected to Scotland, but I'm getting something with the coat of arms, and if you go back, you'll find something very, very interesting in your family line. And I think he would find this interesting. Was he kind of like a history guy? Did he like history?
Not particularly.
Okay, because I am getting something about that, all right? So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Who had the issue with the blood disorder or blood disease?
Nobody in my immediate family that I can think of.
Anyone connected to you as far as like a blood disease? Could have been like low platelets. Did your dad have anything with the circulation that could have affected his blood count?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, because somebody's coming through mentioning that to me, something with the blood count, red blood cells, platelets. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing very good.
Okay. Is there an Andrew, Andy, Ann connection to you?
No, none of those are sounding familiar.
Okay. Anybody connected to your dad with that name? I'm also getting David.
David's my brother.
Okay, so there's got to be an A-N connection as well. So just write it down if you're not sure.
My brother's wife's name is Suzanne.
No, it has to start with an A-N. So that could be Anthony, Andrea, Ann.
Oh, I have a nephew, Anthony.
Okay, so just know your dad is bringing up those two people. He's bringing up David and he's bringing up Anthony. Okay, he's telling me that Anthony is not on the right track. Okay, he's got to be moved to a different type of path. okay, because I'm getting that sense as well. I'm also getting the name Fred or Frederick. Do you have any connection? Does your dad have any connection to Fred or Frederick? It's okay.
No.
Sometimes you can't think of it right away, but just keep that in mind. And also the name David is your brother.
That's
and
my brother.
I need to tell you he's a little disappointed in your brother right now.
Okay.
He's given me a sense that he's making some decisions, and this involves finances that he does not agree with. Your dad would definitely advise him against some of the things that he's doing right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to tell you that. But
he's buying a house.
Yeah, it's not the right decision. I need to tell you that.
Okay.
Okay, he's a little in over his head. He's got to look in other directions. Just tell him that for me, okay?
Okay.
Your dad's also pointing to his feet. So there were problems with his feet before he passed. Could have been fluid retention in the feet, or he had problems walking, but I'm getting a sense that his feet were bothering him. Yep, go ahead.
No, that's correct. He did have issues with his feet.
You do understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know the name Charles or Charlie?
No.
Okay, just write it down for me, all right? But again, the message that he wants to bring through is about the David. Okay, there is definitely issues with him. And also he's telling me that you're doing just fine, and he's happy with everything that's going on with you. So nothing serious with you. Your mom needs to take a good look at her eyes. There's an eye issue with your mom.
Okay.
Okay. Gina, do you have anything for Mike?
Well, no.
Okay.
Not unless Mike has a question for me.
Mike,
I don't have any other questions. No, I don't have any other questions.
Okay. So, yeah, he's happy with the way things are going, but he really wants you to look into your family line. There is some sort of royalty in your background, so it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks for calling, Mike. Thanks a lot. Have a
you.
great day. Okay, let's go to our next call. Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey. Hello?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Cheryl and I'm from the UK.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Do you have a question or for Marisa or for Gina Marie?
For any of the ladies, I'd just like to know if there's any spirits around me.
Gina, I have to tune into her for a second. Why don't you take it first?
I'm sorry, your name is Shelby?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Any spirits around you? What's the name? I definitely see that there's an older woman around you, but I also get a younger presence, somebody around your age that's around you, and it's a woman. Do you have a sister that passed or a really good girlfriend?
No.
No? I see a lady that maybe passed and at your age that is now. But whoever this woman is, she's your age now. So I just see her being around you. I don't have any specific messages, but do you have a specific question that I could answer for you?
No.
Okay, Cheryl, I am getting a sense, I keep getting two different symbols that are coming through, and it's funny because I'm actually getting a man who crossed over in spirit that isn't that old. So I'm not really good with age, but I mean, if I had to guess, it'd be between a man in his 50s, between 47 and 52. But he's not young and he's not old. He's showing me that he had a mustache, okay? Or at one point he grew a mustache.
Right.
I'm also getting the sense that he's showing me a book, an open book. To me that means, I don't know if you have a writing project or if you're thinking of writing a book or if you're thinking of doing something with writing or research. But he's giving me a sense that you have some sort of connection to enlightened information or spiritual information that you need to get out there, okay? And he's also giving me the symbol of a dove, a white dove. Do you understand any of this?
What does the white dove represent?
Well, does it mean anything to you? Because I could give you different ideas of what it represents. Do you understand any of the information I gave you thus far?
No, not really, no.
You don't understand the young man who passed?
No.
Okay, well, what I would tell you to do is to write down this information because we're both picking up the same stuff around you. So there's got to be something that makes sense to you, and sometimes it takes some time to put it all together. But
right.
Why am I getting something about a book?
I don't know.
Okay, who did you want to connect with? Can I ask you that?
Well, a friend that's passed and some family. But
Is your friend a male or female?
She is a male, yes.
Okay, so how old was your friend that passed?
52.
Okay, I'm going to go back and ask you why you said none of that made sense to you.
Because I'm not sure if he had a mustache or not, because I knew him when he never had a mustache.
Okay, but I told you a male age 47 to 52, and you said a male age 52.
Yeah.
So you see how these are live readings, okay? And so we have a very difficult time picking up on people very quickly. And if you don't validate what we see, you're making it more difficult for us. So it's kind of not fair. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get through to get you a message, and we're both really draining ourselves to try to get you something. When you say no, that nothing makes sense to us, it's kind of stopping the connection. So this man is here to try to let you know that he's okay, that he's doing well. But he wants you to get involved in a more creative pursuit, and he's showing me this book and opening this book. The dove is a sign of peace, a sign of the Holy Spirit, a sign of, spiritual enlightenment. So it can also signify a mourning dove. If you were to see that bird around, that's kind of a sign from him that he's okay. He's also pointing to the throat. So I don't know if there was anything with the neck or the throat that had anything to do with him, or if you're having problems with your throat.
And I'm also getting books, and I'm getting a library. It's a big library. I'm seeing a library. Does that have any connection to your library?
No.
Okay, I'm taking a big library.
No.
Do you know anyone with the name Gary?
Gary. In spirit?
In living or in spirit, alive or past?
Living, I do.
You don't?
I do in living, yes.
Yeah, who is that to you?
It's just a friend's ex-husband.
A friend's ex-husband?
Yeah.
Okay, is he doing okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, did he lose somebody in the past 2 years that he was close to?
Not as far as I know.
Okay, because somebody in spirit is coming through with a message for Gary, and they want to tell him that everything's gonna turn out well. I feel he's had a couple, actually 3 rejections lately, whether that be work or he's been trying to move a project forward, and there's been 3 times he's been rejected, and they're telling me to tell him to keep going, and by the spring things should balance out for him.
Right, okay.
Okay. And there's a birthday coming up, too, which is very significant. Somebody's telling me happy birthday. I see a red balloon going into the air, so somebody's telling me to tell you happy birthday. So somebody's birthday just passed or is coming up that's significant to this guy.
Right, okay.
So, Gina, do you have anything else?
No, I'm really getting a strong connection, and I can't stop, and it's a female, and she's probably 59 to 60-something, and it's at a library, and she keeps going back and forth and showing me this library, and it might be important. It might be someone in your family that has a connection to the library that might have passed and is trying to let me know this is a big sign, so you might want to write it down and ask someone in your family, and whoever this person is just showing me happiness and a library, and that's just the sign that I'm getting right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Just know that your friend is okay, and he really, really wants to let you know he's doing all right. He's still making the transition to the other side, though. He hasn't crossed over yet.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks so much for your call, Cheryl. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right. Let's take another call. Hi. You're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
It's 4 plain flat books for here. 4.
Hello?
Andy.
2 of them and
Somebody's talking in the background, but I don't know who they're talking to. They're not talking to us.
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to tell us your name and where you're calling from? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, yes, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Jen, Pennsylvania.
Hi there, how are you? Do you have a question for Marisa or Gina Marie?
Yes, I was just calling to see, I'm trying to move, and I just wanted to see if they had any insight on if I'm making a good decision or not.
I just get an immediate yes. Keep going.
Okay.
I get that financially it's something that you should do or most likely have to do. It's a good time. It's going to be profitable. And financially, if you don't do it, it would be the wrong move. So to take the move now, financially, not only is it beneficial, but it's something that you must do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling. All right, let's take another call. Hi there, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Dawn.
Hello?
Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dawn.
How are you?
Do you have a question? We're good, thank you. How are you? Do you have a question
great.
for Marisa or Gina Marie?
For Marisa. I have been to a couple of your seminars, Marisa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. My question is, I need to know who's the person that's coming back into my life?
Like, do you mean like somebody that's coming back into a relationship, romantic relationship?
Right.
I get somebody that has already been in your life or around you in the past. Like, I see someone that was around you, like, back in grade school or high school.
Really?
Yep, I see somebody that you've known for a very, very long time. I feel he's connected to some sort of, like, school system. I get something in education around him. And I feel something like he coached. Like, he coached, like, Little League or basketball, or his kids were involved. I think he has 2 kids.
Yeah, we have, yes, it's my ex-husband.
Oh, man, okay. Are you guys trying to rekindle the flame?
I don't know what's going on. We're kind of getting closer for some reason.
Well, this man that I'm picking up, if this is the person, does he wear a lot of baseball hats?
Yes.
Okay, and he wears them weird. Like, sometimes they're, like, kind of up a little high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
My dear, I feel it's your ex-husband. Sorry to say. I mean, I'm happy to say, sorry to say. I don't know if you're happy or sad about that, but...
No, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be another, like, commitment ceremony, and that's what I hear. I hear commitment ceremony, like where you'd have your friends and family there, and I feel you doing vows again and all that.
Okay, so like a marriage.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Gina, do you feel the same thing?
How old are your 2 kids that you have with him?
My son is almost 13, and my daughter's going to be 10.
10 and 13. I definitely see a connection coming back together. Kind of forgetting about the things that happened in the past, and you're able to put aside that and move on with the future, and neither one of you are holding on to any animosity, and it's making things really a nice, smooth transition into a relationship. I see it starting as like dating and doing events and things like that, and I think it's going to take a steady pace and move in the right direction, and a nice, steady pace, constant, steady pace, moving and growing together in a good, healthy direction.
Okay. Now, do you see when this is going to happen?
Has he already told you that his feelings are still there?
He hasn't really told me, but he still plays around, like he'll slap my ass or something, or stuff like that.
Well, I would say he's still very attracted to you then if he's slapping your ass.
Yeah.
But I think that he's like a man of very few words. I don't think he's a guy who's going to like listen, let's have a long talk about how I feel. I think gonna like show you, like he'll like buy you groceries, or he'll, you know, fix something, or he's always like tinkering around. Like he's that guy that you'll look outside and he's like in the bushes, like, but not like a stalker, just like,
right,
you know,
right.
He's just like tinkering around all the time.
Okay.
He's just there.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like you guys, it's not, I don't think there's going to be a conversation about it. I think you guys are just going to like hook up, and then it's just going to kind of happen again. I don't know how to even say that.
All right, well, can I tell you guys something?
Sure.
Yes.
Like a couple months ago, I went to his mother's house, and we were there with the kids, and we were watching TV. Then all of a sudden, this Trojan commercial comes on the TV. And I'm like, are you serious?
Like a condom commercial?
Yes, a condom commercial.
And did he say anything about that?
We both started laughing.
Well, I guess it was going through both of your heads, so, you know, I guess you were both thinking of it.
How old are you?
I am 39.
Okay, because I want you to be aware that you could have another child.
Yeah, I've been feeling that.
There's an option of a third, I believe, boy.
Okay.
And it's an option because I feel it's fading in and out, so I feel it's going to be a choice where the other two weren't choices.
Okay.
Yeah. And I see that around 42 for some reason. That choice.
Are you serious?
It's going to be totally unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I so didn't want to have any more kids.
Well,
but lately I've been, you know, kind of the baby thing. I keep smelling poopy diapers and stuff like that.
If you're smelling poopy diapers, that's only one smell you can have. That's
yeah.
diaper.
Absolutely. Listen, thanks so much for your call. We hope you have a great week, and good luck with all of those things. All right, let's take another call. Are you guys okay for time? We got a couple more callers, and I extended the show. Are you okay to take a couple more calls?
Yeah, we're getting a little bit. It's a little. You know, we get a little tired after a while, so just like a couple more.
No problem.
Good, like, yeah.
Let's. There are a couple more people on the switchboard. I've got some on live now. Let's take them and see where we go from there. Hi, you're live on XANDERMONIUM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Marty, and I'm from New Jersey.
Hi, Marty.
Hi.
I've actually seen you, Marissa, a year and a half ago at a friend's home. And,
that's great. It's nice to talk to you again.
Yes. My stepfather had come through. He had recently passed, but was very faint. But my question is for either one of you. I'm just curious about, you know, more of like my love life, because anything that's around me or the guys are just not for me.
I keep seeing that there's some hanger-ons there. I feel like there's not like you're not fully without connections to men, whether they're energetic or they're around you. But I feel there's two possibilities around you right now. But I'm not getting. It feels like mucky to me.
Mm-hmm.
Are there people you're talking to?
They're around. You're talking, but nothing solid.
Yeah, I feel you could do better.
But you're not sure if it's there.
Yeah, I think you could do better than the two people I see, personally.
Well, I see someone that's a little overweight, for one of the guys, and then I see that you don't really have a strong connection with. I'm getting this one guy particularly that you're seeing or talking to, and you don't really have a connection, but it's something to do and something to keep you busy. But you're wasting your time hanging out with them because you don't have that feeling now, and you're not going to grow into it. So you're kind of wasting your time hanging out with them because you got to spend more time looking for the other ones instead of being like, well, I'm bored, I don't have nothing to do, and this guy likes me, let me hang out with him. Kind of just cut that cord and move on to someone that you'll be more interested in and expand your horizon. So if you are on a dating website, like go on another one or two, but expand from where you are, like open your horizon so that there's more people. And definitely cut the dead weight because that's just a waste of time. It's kind of like a crutch for you right now.
Right. Oh, I've done that. I decided to definitely do that. I just don't know, I do different things and try different things, so just trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, it seems like they're okay to have there, but they're actually stopping new energy from coming in. So even though you're not really crazy about them, it's still not freeing you up to, like, bring other people in. So I'd kind of cut them loose,
Okay. And I also see opportunities. This looks like it's some type of a lounge, or like it's a party or some kind of cocktail party or a mix coming up that you might bump into somebody there that you might be interested, because I see you in a skirt and kind of formal, but it's kind of cocktail party-like. So if you have an opportunity to go to something like that, you should go, because I see a connection that could possibly happen there. Looks like you will have the opportunity. There's something coming up, some type of cocktail party or happy hour after hours, but it's kind of dressy, so it might be a happy hour, but that's coming up soon.
Right. I have one Friday, so we'll say.
Yep, and I'm getting some about California with you, Marty, too.
Oh, really?
Yep, so there could be somebody from California, or you could be making a trip out there, possibly, for business or work or something, but I'm getting a connection to either a person from California or you going out to California.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, and I hope to see you soon.
Too. Thanks. You too.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a great weekend. All right. I take it we're kind of done with calls now, or do you want to take some more, or?
It's up to Gina. How are you feeling?
Oh, let's take one more.
Okay, one more.
All right. We got, okay, let's take one more call. I'll take the one that's been on hold for the longest. Okay, you're live on XANDERMONIUM, our final caller of the day. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Kathy, and I'm calling from New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Good. I've seen Marisa
Do you have a
few
question
times.
for Marisa or for Gina Marie?
Well, I know Marisa. I've gone to her 2 times because my sister passed a few years ago when she was 52. But I have a question about my mom. She had a fall almost 2 months ago and is still in pain, and I wondered if we should be taking her to a different specialist. She's gone to a doctor and a chiropractor. And are you getting anything about that?
Yeah, I
my
feel
mom's
like she
90.
Needs, I feel like she needs more than what she's getting.
Okay.
I definitely don't feel like did she get any injections or anything yet?
No.
Okay, if somebody wants to do that, I don't feel it's going to be the right thing because they're just treating the muscle. She is definitely a little more serious than they're seeing. So I think she needs
a hip fracture.
She had one many years ago, but this they're saying is a bruised bone. That's what they've told her. She went to the hospital when it happened. I
still see a lot of inflammation. A lot. I think she needs more care than she's getting at the moment.
Do you know of what type of doctor? Like type of care she needs?
I keep seeing something with physical therapy.
Yes, she is having physical therapy now.
Okay. Is she experiencing relief from it, or is she getting worse from it?
Every time she has it, she feels worse.
Okay, so then she needs to make a change, and that's the change that I think might be more beneficial to you.
Okay, it's like a different physical therapist?
Yeah. And I'm seeing something about, I don't know what this is called, but they're showing it to me. They put patches on the area, and they send like a slight electric current to a muscle stimulation.
Okay.
Like a kind of STEM machine?
A STEM machine, right?
It's STEM.
Yeah.
Electric STEM.
Okay. STEM, yeah.
But
I've heard of those.
I mean, I definitely feel that, she's getting the care she needs, but has she tried acupuncture?
No, she hasn't. I don't know if she'll go for that.
I think she might find some relief in that. Because this is definitely a bruise on the bone, but she's so tight in her muscles and everything, they really came together, so she's feeling a lot of throbbing and a lot of pain from muscle tightness. It's in the bone, and she also has some arthritis from a hip fracture. So it's all working together, and riding. Her physical therapist hopefully would put her on a stationary bike, and she needs to move the hips around a little more, and she needs to get a little more movement within her hip stuff than icing, taking it easy, to stem. She needs to move a little more. So
she uses a walker and a wheelchair.
She could go on a stationary bike and get some more movement within her hips, and I think acupuncture might be something she could try.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
That's helpful.
I get the sense that a lot of it is muscle inflammation as well, so that's got to be calmed down. There's a lot of redness, a lot of intense muscle, cramping.
She said she's been taking Aleve and not getting any relief from that. Aleve is, and then, what do you call it, like an aspirin, but the I can't think of the name. It's like, you know what Aleve is,
Yeah, I think she needs more than what she's getting now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
She needs to move around a little bit more. Take ibuprofen after moving around and ice herself.
Right. She has been icing a lot and taking ibuprofen. Okay.
But she needs more movement.
I'm sorry?
More movement within her hips. She needs more movement.
Okay.
And I think a different physical therapist.
Okay. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
I hope to see you soon.
Thanks for calling. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. That was all very interesting. I bet you guys feel really wiped out right now.
Yeah, we're a little tired.
So people are asking in the chat room about if you see anyone around me and if you have any messages for me. Maybe we should have started with me.
Well, let's see what we could pick up. I get it's interesting, Xander. What's interesting is that I see you traveling internationally. So I'm getting a sense that you on a plane and going. I feel you're going to be doing some. Are you writing anything?
Are
you doing anything with blogging?
Well, yeah, I write. I write a column, and I also write my own. I've got a couple of writing projects that are doing the rounds at the moment.
I see something coming up that might be published, but not online. It looks like in like an article about you or something. But I'm getting something about that. And have you ever had any problems with your thyroid?
I've been tested for my thyroid, but no.
Okay, because I'm seeing it kind of going a little wacky right now. And that could just be, stress could activate that, but I'm seeing something with your throat or your thyroid a little, nothing serious, but it could be contributing to some endocrine system, metabolism issues.
Right.
But I get that. I'm also getting the name Stanley. Do you know anyone named Stanley, living or past?
No.
Okay. Just write that name down, okay?
Okay.
Gina, are you picking up anything? Do you have a connection to Europe or something? Because I see something in Europe, and I don't know if it's Switzerland or Sweden, but I see like big European buildings. And then I also see like some type of project that would put you over there, doing something over there in Europe. Not so much Europe, but definitely the UK. My family on my mother's side are all British. Okay, well, but kind of like Europe itself, America, we kind of tend to lump England in with Europe. Okay, well maybe I'm very definitely geography challenged, but we definitely see you going and doing a project. But then the project that I see it's got like many parts to this project. It's not just a simple project. So it looks like you have other people working with this and on it with you, and there's a lot of collaboration going on here. And it looks like it's not completely figured out what you're going to do yet. Does this make sense to you? So kind of like in the planning stages of doing something different. Like you're planning something and you're communicating with other people with it, but you haven't worked out all the details yet. Right. So
Yeah, I have a lot of irons in the fire right now, but some of them have been in the fire for quite some time. Do either of you see anyone in spirit around me?
Marisa?
Has your father passed?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting Dad. I keep hearing Dad or Pop. Actually, Pop. Did he have a beard, or did you have a beard, or some sort of like 5 o'clock shadow?
He wasn't very clean shaven, but he never had a beard.
No, not a full beard, like a 5 o'clock shadow, like where it would, he wasn't clean shaven, completely like clean.
Not really. He would shave every couple of days. I mean, he was a lazy shaver, but.
Okay, because he's coming through with like that kind of look, like I didn't shave in a couple of days, but not like a beard. Like some people have like a goatee and like kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. He's coming through kind of like that, but this person that's coming in, he's an intense man. Like he's not someone that, like he was a deep thinker. He was someone who was he interested in like philosophy, or did he really think deeply about things and really analyze things to a great degree?
Yeah, he was very opinionated. He kind of he had a bit of an opinion on everything.
Yeah, I get a sense with him and you though that there was a little bit butting of the heads. He's making me feel like he's coming through with like an apology to you, like that maybe he wasn't as nurturing as maybe you would have liked him to be. It's kind of like you have this ideal about Dad and about what dads are like, and he feels like he was like kind of a perfectionist in his own right, in his own mind, and he kind of a little bit of a know-it-all, but like I feel you were kind of always reaching out for his attention, and I just feel like he's apologizing for not being the type of dad that maybe you would have preferred. But I get a sense of a little bit. Oh, go ahead.
Right. I don't think he was a bad father per se. He was a provider, and so wasn't there a lot of the time. But I certainly don't think of him in any kind of bad way. I would have liked him to be maybe a little bit more loving, but men just weren't like that back then.
Well, he really doesn't. So, he feels he needs to apologize to you. It's not really about how you feel about it. He feels it's what he needs to say. So he's very adamant about making sure you know that he has regrets about that, because he feels.
I don't kind of feel that he needs to have, but I could see where maybe he would feel that about some areas of support, but definitely he doesn't need to feel sorry about anything.
But this is something you just have to kind of acknowledge with him, because this is his way. This is kind of the gift that he's giving to you. And if they feel like what they're saying is kind of rebuffed, it's something he needs to do for his own advancement, for his own spiritual development, is to, make it right in his eyes. And this is what he feels he needs to do. And he doesn't need you to say that. He's stubborn, and he's going to keep saying it until you listen to him. But he is very proud of you. But he is telling me that you're going to be traveling internationally in regards to business. This is not to visit your family. I mean, you may visit your family when you're out there, but this is involving a business, something that has to do with work. It's not related.
And is there a duet there with Lady Gaga by any chance? Can you see that?
Is that really a real question?
It is. I'm saying it half tongue in cheek, but it's I am a singer too, and I kind of dip my toes into various fields of the arts. But yeah, that would be something that I would aspire to.
Well, if it comes, they'll be telling us probably more closer to that time, but they're not showing me anything right now in the next year or two with that yet.
Right. Okay. Well, if you're listening, Gaga, I've kept my diary open for you.
Is there anything? Do you have any connection to any jazz singers?
Not jazz singers so much. My father was a singer. He sang a little bit professionally in his early days, but he wasn't really a jazz singer. He was kind of like an old time singer. I can't even categorize it really, but he was like a classic singer.
No, he's not talking about himself. He's talking about you and your connections now. Do you have any connections to jazz or blues artists?
Yeah, I have a friend who's a kind of a blues singer.
Because I feel that person may have a networking connection for you, or may have a connection that it's going to be beneficial to you.
Right. Great. Yeah,
okay,
that's really, quite possible.
Did your father have any problems with his mouth or his teeth in life?
He wasn't very fond of the dentist.
Yeah, because he showed me he had really bad teeth.
Yeah, he did. He did have bad teeth.
Yeah, so he's kind of like showing me them just as a identifier. And I don't know if you know these couple names, but I would have you write them down. But there's a Frank or Francis connection, living or past, and a Dennis. A Dennis is going to be very, very helpful to you.
Dennis.
Okay, so you may not know Dennis yet, but just keep him in mind.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, I feel your dad's very proud of you.
Good. I'm glad. I kind of feel that's kind of how he would be. Anyway, if you were here, that's kind of how he would be. And he had this very kind of matter of fact feeling about death. He used to say to us when we were children, "Don't mourn me when I've gone." And we always used to think that it was a morbid thing, but when he did pass, we kind of saw that was because he loved us so much. He didn't want us to be hurt by his passing, Do
you have an old black and white photo of him that you keep with you?
Not that I keep with me, but I do have them, yeah.
Okay, he's saying that one is deteriorating and you need to do something with the photos so that they don't get damaged.
Right. Well, they're all in an album. They're all very well preserved. I can't think of any that are not.
Well, that's what he's telling me, to make sure that you digitize some of the black and white ones.
Right. Cool.
Okay, but that name Frank or Francis is connected to him, and he's mentioning that person that would have been connected to him.
Right. It doesn't kind of ring any bells right now, but I know that often afterwards these things can kind of make
just keep
more.
it in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for joining us today. What I'd like you to tell us about now, if you have the energy, is I know you're on tour, and I know you're doing a New York date. Tell us where that is, when it is, how I can get tickets, and how can I get front row seats.
Well, it's pretty much first come, first serve, and it's Gina and I will be there, and it's $20 off tickets for your listeners or anyone that signs up before September 15th.
Brilliant.
It's limited to 35 people, so we're keeping it small, and it will fill up quickly. We actually just put tickets on sale, and it's right outside of Times Square on West 54th at Shetler Studios, and it's a really nice space. And I'm going to be doing a gallery, so I'm going to be giving messages to people that have passed. Gina's going to be doing psychic readings, and we're also going to be having Elizabeth coming, and she channels angel messages, and she gives channeled messages of insight. So there's going to be 3 of us doing different things there that night.
Right.
And
where can you get tickets from?
You can get tickets on my website, which is www.connectionbeyond.com, or if you just Google Marisa Pell, last name like the Pell Grants, Pell, and or you can go. There's a 1-800 number, which is 1-800-595-4849, and it's kind of like a ticket master.
Brilliant. I will make sure this is all on the Perma page. So if people check, also I'll make sure the information is available on my website, so people can get linked directly to you. I think this has gone really well today, and you know, it was funny, we were talking the other day, I was saying about how things don't happen accidentally, and I would love for us to do this again. I'd love for us to keep connected, for both you and Gina Marie, either separately or together, to come back again, and we could maybe do something with kind of like, you know, not for such a long time to text you ladies for so long, but I would really love you both to come back.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
I just have a quick something to tell you, Xander. I think that Lady Gaga, if she met you, she would really like you. So I think that if you put your feelers out there, you have a really good chance of making a connection.
Brilliant, thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to do that, and it's actually not anything to do with how famous she is. I actually kind of like her as a person. I didn't like her to begin with, funnily enough, and I didn't really like a lot of what was going on, but she did something that really kind of turned it around for me, and I find that respectful in people when they put their principles before profit, and so that's what kind of gelled me with her, if you like. But thank you for that. Anything else you want to share? We've got 5 minutes left. Tell us where people can find you on Twitter and Facebook. Let's start with you, Gina Marie. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. I'm just Gina Maria, or you can check my email, which is the easiest way to find me. It's fitplus11@aol.com. So it's FITPLUS11@aol.com, and you can find me on Twitter and Facebook that way.
Brilliant. And you can you're also on Marissa's. You're also a reader on Marissa's website too. Is that right?
Yes, that's if you want to contact me for readings. It's at connectionbeyond.com.
Brilliant. What about your contact details? I know you've said some of them already, Marisa.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is at Marisa Pell, which is MARISA. It's only one S, PELL. My website is www.connectionbeyond.com, and on the website you can connect with me via Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. I'm on all three, and we just started a YouTube series every Friday and every Wednesday. I have my readers on Wednesdays, and we do Marisa and Friends. It's like kind of an entertaining little webcast. And on Fridays, I do my own webcast where I give people different intuitive tips and tricks, and also health products, and I showcase different ways that you can get healthier, and also starting to do readings on those too.
Brilliant.
So you can visit me at YouTube via Connection Beyond as well.
Brilliant. Well, thank you both for coming on today. I don't know about you, but I need to go and lie down after all of that. It was it felt very mentally taxing for me, so I don't know how it must be for you two ladies. But thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure, and I will be in touch with you both again very, very soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Xander.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Great day. Bye-bye. Well, that was Marisa Pell and Gina Marie from Connections Beyond. That was a really great show today. I hope you will join us again next week on XANDERMONIUM, where my guest will be the fabulous Todd Michael Schultz. We're going to have a whole show with Todd. Don't forget, you can check out the T-shirts and merchandise on my website. You can also buy my album, www.xandergibb.biz. That's www.xandergibb.biz. Thank you very much, and I love you all. Bye.
Change when it was